स्वात्मन्यनस्तमय संविधि कल्पितस्य व्योमादि सर्वजगतः प्रददाति सत्ताम् स्फूर्तिं स्वकीयमहसा वितनोति साक्षात् यद्ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि केवलबोधमात्रम्।
नमः परमऋषिभ्यो नमः परमऋषिभ्यः। हरिः ओम्। यस्यान्तन्नादिमध्यं न हि करचरणं नामगोत्रं न सूत्रं नो जातिर्नैव वर्णा न भवति पुरुषो न नपुंसं न च स्त्रीं नाकारं नो विकारं न हि जनिमरणं नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं तत्त्वं नो तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय यतये शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनगेन्द्रसङ्गपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। शङ्कापहप्रभववैभवमौनशक्तिं संस्तोष्यमाणमनिशं मुनिभिः सभायां सम्बोधनेन हृदयान्धतमः प्रकाशम् आनन्दम् आत्मरमणं शरणं प्रपद्ये। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकम् अहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनां सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयम्। As a part of our Chaturmasya Swadhyaya Yajna, we are continuing Sankaracharya's life and teachings. Yesterday we saw Acharya Bhagavatpada in Kāśi. From Kāśi, now they start moving to other parts of the Bharatadesha. As the king of Saurashtra invited Acharya, accepting his invitation, the group started from Kāśi. The journey was through Malava, Avanti. They reached Ujjain, the capital of Avanti. After a holy dip in the river Kshipra, they had the darshan of Mahakaleshwara. It is one of the Jyotirlingas. And then from there to Omkareshwara, the place where Sankaracharya met Govinda Bhagavad Pada, his guru. There he met people from olden days, like those who knew Govinda Bhagavad Pada. Acharya had the darshan of Omkarnatha and worshipped the Lord with a hymn. Acharya showed his disciples the cave where years ago, as an 8-year-old boy, he had met Guru Govinda Bhagavad Pada. Gradually the group reached Saurashtra. There was huge forest here which was home to many ascetics. The place where Gorakshanatha had performed austerities was also located here. Acharya initiated many sannyasis into the Mahavakyas here. From there they walked towards Somanatha, that is also one Jyotirlinga. And from there they went to Prabhasatirtha. In Somanath we have this Prabhasatirtha. Is it your place? No. So it's all Gujarat only. So Gurjara Desha. So there the Prabhasatirtha is the place where the Yadavas had a fight. See, with one thorn you remove a thorn which has pierced your feet, and then throw both the thorns away. Bhagavata says Krishna used Yadavas to destroy so many violent people. At last this Yadava race also became violent. They also got destroyed. So this great annihilation happened in Prabhasatirtha. Kantakam kantakenaiva dvayamapi ishituhu samam. Very beautiful. The Bhagavata, Krishna says, his own people are fighting and dying. See, we say, you learn Bhagavad Gita, Vedanta, you will be successful in life. But we have to define what is success. Have you ever thought about it? We expect that all things in our life will be good. And what is good? And what is success? That first we have to define. Is it possible to live without disease, without growth, without decay, without death, without separation, without old age? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Viyoga, all these sorrows. Which of these are you going to be free of? All these things are there. Even for the greatest successful person in this world, he will also grow old, he will also have disease, and he will also die. People have tried in every era not to die. Bhagavan speaks about one person who announced in Bhagavan's time, I think he is from somewhere in Kumbakonam somewhere, he announced that he has found a medicine if you take that medicine, you will not die. And he announced that such and such a date, anyone can come and take this medicine. Before that date, the person died. Now also there are people who are announcing you can have a deathless life. And suppose if you can extend your life for a long period, it is another form of hell, terrible hell. Sometimes old people come and they pray, let Bhagavan call us. The generation gap is one of the hells. So all these difficulties will come. There is one funny poem in Malayalam, Kunjan Nambiyar, where he says Yama died and the consequence of it. So this is terrible. Anyway, so Krishna, after successfully establishing his empire in Dwaraka, the greatest incarnation, around him, his own people were fighting. And where is the success? The success is he gave such a laughter looking at it. Kim bhadram kim abhadram va dvaitasya avastuna kiyat. This dualistic Indrajala, this magic show, in this dualistic plane, what is auspicious, what is inauspicious? Vachoditam tadanartam. If something you utter with word, it is falsehood. Manasa dhyātamevacha. Whatever you think about is falsehood. The only thing that is true is that ultimate truth, Brahman or God, whatever you may say. So, the outer success is only temporary. Amidst all, see, some things will happen around you. Events will take place. But remain in such a state that you are not shaken by them. Yasmin sthitaha na dukkena gurunapi vichalyate tam vidyat dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga samjnitam. This is the definition of yoga given by Krishna. Established in that state, the person is not shaken by the greatest of sorrows. He has separated himself from his assumed connection to suffering. No more can he be deluded by that. And that Bhagavan calls as yoga. So, see, the greatest avatara we say, but that life ends with greatest catastrophe, calamity. And there you find Bhagavan laughing, because he already told Arjuna, you know Arjuna who I am? I am death. Kalosmi lokakshaya krit pravardha. I am time. Sarvan samahartumiha pravardha. Very, very enjoyable butter thief. All dancing, singing, all joyful. He on the other side, he stood in such a form before Arjuna. Arjuna is asking, Bhagavan, who are you? This terrible form, Akyahi me ko bhavan, Ugra Rupaha. Terrible form. Such a great warrior was terrified, shivering. Namostu de devavara prasida. Punasya bhuyopi namo namaste. He says again and again namaskara because afraid. So the terrible form, you can see that terrible form in your life, not necessarily outwardly terrible, but you will not be able to bear. That terrible form everyone will encounter once or twice or thrice according to their purva karma. And when you see that terrible form, you should have this shloka in you, Akyahi me ko bhavan ugra rupa. Not necessarily a tsunami, not necessarily a bomb blast. That is one moment it's over. People make big about all these bombarding, destruction, shooting. In a moment the person dies, no problem. But to live and face things in life where you are put in fire, roasted in karma prarabdha, and all the known techniques fail. Then you come to Tiruvannamalai, do Giri Pradakshana, sit in Satsanga, become spiritual. Why? You have got burnt in the back. Not able to sit anywhere. So do Giri Pradakshana. Come to Satsanga. So suffering is behind that. When a person really suffers or have the footprints of past birth suffering, then only his spiritual life also will be genuine. Otherwise, spiritual life also will be another plane where you want to become some great person, some famous person, some celebrity. Another form of samsara. When you have the memory of suffering, then you know nobody will be proud about taking medicine for cancer. Like that, this is a medicine which you know. Bheshajam. Bhagavan says Arunachala is why, all of us have come to Tiruvannamalai. Bhagavan says, why? To say Arunachala. Why? Because Arunachala is the medicine. For what? For madness. Paitiyam arundai parolir aruna parvata uruperum parane. This is Paitiyam arund. Insanity. So who are we at last? Looks like very, very balanced people, very intelligent. So, then you come to this place where you have to cure this madness of ignorance, ajnana, avidya. So, Shankara Bhagavad Pada reached Prabhasatirtha where this great event occurred. All these incidents were recollected where Krishna also left his earthly life. Acharya stayed here and taught the Gita Bhashya. From Prabhasa he journeyed to Dwaraka. See, Gita Bhashyam also came from Sankaracharya. Till then Bhagavad Gita was hidden in Mahabharata. Samasta Vedartha Sara Sangraha Bhutam as Sankaracharya puts it, Gita is it is the essence of entire Vedic wisdom. Samasta Vedartha Sara Sangraha Bhutam. So he did that commentary to Bhagavad Gita. Acharya worshipped Dwarakadisha with a glorious hymn. Dwaraka, Tavat Sarvam Satyamiva Bhati Edetat Yavat Sosmi Tyatmani Yojno Nahi Drishtaham Drishte Yasmin Sarvam Satyam Bhavatidam Tam Samsara Dhvanta Vinasham Harimeede. See, so many shlokas are there in the name of Sankaracharya. Very few Prakarana Granthas are known, but there are very profound works, like the Dakshinamurti Stotram is known. But there is one work called Harimeede-stava. It contains all the Upanishads. So, Tavat Satyam Satyamiva Abhadi Yadetat. This world that you are seeing, it appears to be real till you realize the self. Yavad saha asmiti atmani yo nyaha nahi drishtaha. When you realize the nyaha means the knower, the awareness within. When you recognize that what is within you, the knower within you, who is the knower of the world, the I am the knower of the world. And when your attention is turned towards this I am, this pure consciousness which is shining within as I am, until your attention is completely turned towards that, you see this world. Tavat satyamiva abhati. It appears to be very, very true. Yadetat, this world means what? Again we have to define that. Jagat, world. World means what? Question answer session. What is world? How will we define world? Because earth is there, sun is there, moon is there. So many planets are there. Unending creation, solar system, so many solar systems. They say Milky Way, Coffee Way, Tea Way, everything is there. So now, where is it going to end? What do you mean by world? Huh? Yes, it's yes. That is a good definition. Simple way, it is my life. That's all. Only definition of world is, it is my life. And in that also, as she said, those things to which we are attached, only they are world. First you narrow down the topic. World means my life, nothing more. Because Bhagavan says, we are seeing, we are hearing, we are touching, we are smelling, we are tasting, and we call this world because we have 5 senses. And there are creatures, those who have only 3 senses. Their world vision is different. Suppose you have 6 senses, something else you will, what will you do? See, hear, touch, no. Something else you will, tum. No definition for that. Right? You cannot say what it is. Some new dimension will open up. So, Shabdadi Rupam Bhuvanam Samastam. Shabdadi satta indriya vritti bhasya satendriyanam manaso vashe syat manomayam tadbhuvanam vadamaha. This world is manomayam. When the mind arises, it sprouts, you see the world. When the mind merges, you see the world disappears, vanishes. So the entire creation in a miniature form, it is there in the mind. Like a big tree is hidden inside a seed. Bijasya antaha ivankuro jagaditam prang nirvikalpam. Punaha maya kalpita desha kala kalana vaichitriya chitri kritam. When she opens up that film plate, then time comes, space comes, desha, kala, then causation, then all plurality, Vishwam Pashyati Karya Karanataya Swaswami Sambandhataha Shishya Acharyataya Tathaiva Pitruputradi Atmana Bhedataha Swapane Jagradiva. Not only this world, Swapana world, the dream world also. Actually, this world is very small. Even while you are looking at this world, dream world is bigger. See, when I am seeing you, you are all only some suggestion. The moment one form appears before me, the idea about that form, it is my own creation. Jiva Srishti. And that idea arises within me, that is dream. So too for you. I don't believe that you are all hearing what I am saying. You are hearing what you want to hear. I am only giving suggestions. Almost these 3 decades or more experience is there for me. I have seen people quoting me which I have not even imagined. So, the dream world also is there in the waking world. The dream world and this waking world, the solid dream and dream solidarity is possible because the truth is covered by sleep. Without that sleep element, neither dream is possible nor the solidification of the dream. So the solid manifestation of the dream, melting of the solid objects in the dream is possible because you have the basic stuff inside which is sleep. So unless this sleep element is removed, Viveka Chudamani, Bhagavad Pada says, without removing this sleep element, this projecting power, it is very difficult to remove the projecting power. Vikshepa Shakti Vijayaha Vishamo Vidhatum Nishesham Avarana Shakti Nivritti Abhave. Without removing the Avarana Shakti, this Vikshepa Shakti cannot be completely overpowered. This projecting power. Unless you remove the veiling power, the ignorance, the Avarana. So that Avarana, that Nidra, how will it be removed? Shrotavyaha, Mantavyaha, Nididhyasidavyaha. As Yajnavalkya says, Are Ayamatma Drishtavyaha. He says, my dear, this Atma must be realized. How will you realize? Shrodavyaha, listen. Mantavyaha, contemplate. Nididhyasidavyaha, realize. Hold it in you as the illumination of consciousness. effulgence of the reality, self. Thus wake up to the truth. Then you will find that the world does not exist. Means what? Your life does not exist. Jnate tattve kaha samsaraha. Once the tattva jnana has come, no samsara. Means what? Things will be happening, as we said. Somebody will die, something will happen. You know that this is a sport of the non-dual divinity. Lokavat tu Leela Kaivalyam. As Bhagavan Vedavyasa says in Brahma Sutra. Lokavat. Like the world, Leela Kaivalyam. Bhagavathil slogan dallavane andada. Leela Raso. Leela Rasa. So this is the Leela Rasa. When the ignorance is removed, you no more call it worldly life. No more attachment or aversion. No more doership or enjoyership. When attachment is gone, aversion is gone, doership is gone, enjoyership is gone, this verily stands revealed before you as the divine. Isha Vasyamidam Sarvam. Whatever is seen here is all Atma. Atma is here as men, Atma is here as woman, the divine self is here as a child, as an old man, as a tree, as a bird, as the sky, as the earth, as water, as wind, as our own body, as our own mind, as our own ego, as the waking, dream, deep sleep, as various ornaments are furnished from gold, so one Chaitanya has become all the names and forms. So there, the Upanishad is the authority which says everything is Atma, everything is divine. Buddhist says everything is Shunya, nothing. Vedanti says everything is Purna, whole. Choice is yours. Which works with you? Both is okay. If you say Shunya and Purna are same, then why not say Purna? So, whatever it might be. So, that is it's all philosophical differences only. So, Tavat Satyamiva Bhadi Yadetat Yavat Sosmiti Atmani Yojnyaha Nahi Drishtaha. Till you realize the Atma, your own real self, as the supreme reality, divisionless, boundless truth. Drishte Yasmin. The moment you realize it. See, when Bhagavan was here, the world war was happening. People will be discussing about world war. Bhagavan also will just sometimes go through the newspaper, etc. But not one word he will speak about it. Nothing wrong, even if he speaks. Sometimes devotees used to ask Bhagavan, what do you say about world war? Which world are you speaking? The world that you are seeing, I don't see any world or war. We are speaking about world war. There is much more calamity happening in a corner of our house which we are not concerned. When you destroy an ant hill, more jivas are dying than in a world war. For them, it is a great calamity. But for the universal, that supreme being, the ant and you and me are all same. For us, it is a big thing. But for Ishvara, it is insignificant. What great that he has no compulsion that human race should exist. Because of us, so many other creatures are suffering. So, whatever it may be. So, world, what is the world? That one truth, one non-dual being is there. Drishte yasmin, when you have seen, when you have understood, when you have realized the self, sarvam asatyam. Other than that, everything becomes unreal. Tam samsara dhvanta vinasham Harimeede. I worship that Hari or that Guru, by whose grace this darkness of samsara is destroyed forever. So this Harimeede-stava also contains almost 40 verses. So during that period, now where are we? Gujarat. Right. So there Bhagavad-pada wrote this Harimeede-stava. He spoke to many Vaishnava sects there like Pāñcharātra, Vaikanasa, etc. Some people came with all kind of Vaishnava marks like Shankha, Chakra, their forehead, tilakas, everything. And they had a debate with Bhagavad-pada. One of the Pāñcharātra teacher, he came there. He said, we approve of 5 types of differences between Jiva and Ishvara, the eternal differences among Jivas, differences in inert matter, differences between inert matter and the Lord, and finally the differences between matter and the living being. Acharya said, very interesting, there is no question to approve this, no question of approval here. These differences are known directly by the senses. You don't need any shastra for this. Jādamātra prāni buddhi gamyam na upadesharham dvaitam. He says, dvaitam need not be taught at all. Because everybody knows dvaitam. You are already an expert in it. You don't need a teacher to say this is daytime. Are the Vedas required to point to a tree and say this is a tree? This is an example that the Vedas themselves cite. Brahma vanam brahmasa vriksha asit. There is a Vedic mantra which asks, so many trees are here. What are these trees? What is this forest? What kind of question? It is a tree, it is a forest. And the Upanishad says, it is neither the tree nor the forest. Brahma tadvanam brahmasa vriksha asit. It is Brahman. Those trees are Brahman, the forest is Brahman. The duality spoken of by the Vedas in many places is only as an acceptance of our ignorance. Even if the Vedas speak of Dvaita in many places and proclaim Advaita just once, Advaita alone must be taken as the truth. But Shruti, the greatest well-wisher, proclaims over and over again, Nehana nasti kinchana. Mrityosa mrityum gacchati yaiha naneva pashyati. One who beholds many, he goes from death to death. From mrityu to mrityu. Those who do not perceive anything other than the self, will never have envy, hatred, competition, ego or rejection. On the contrary, dvitiyadvai bhayam bhavati. He is separate, I am separate. From that attachment, aversion, hatred, jealousy, everything arises. Then the teacher asked, can't we follow any path for the sake of upasana? Bhagavad-pada said, it is not possible to attain purity and single-pointedness of the mind without upasana, spiritual practice. Some spiritual practice is needed. Generally, for everyone, that is very important. Some process, some spiritual practice is needed to hold. Because the mind needs something to hold, to attain purity. Worship done without the understanding of self-knowledge as the ultimate goal will not bear fruit. For those without discrimination, retaining the differentiation of worshipper, worshipped will lead to another samsara. Enquire who the worshipper is and find out the nature of I. The Upanishad process is like that. They give you an upasana, then the Shruti says, Nedam yatitam upasate. What you do upasana, when the mind is completely one-pointed, then this question arises, who is the upasaka? Who is this me, I, who is doing upasana? See, when the mind is scattered, self-enquiry is also impossible. When the mind is one-pointed, that is the moment the I is very, very prominent. When you enjoy something, you can see. When you eat food with so much attention, love, then the I is so powerful. That is the moment you have to ask, what is this I? When you are angry, nobody can be split when they are angry. They are fully expressing themselves. With anger, I. Somebody in Bhagavan's presence, two devotees were fighting. One person was telling the other, you do not know who I am, I will show you. And the other person also said, you also do not know. Then Bhagavan said, both don't know. Now is the time to inquire. Now is the time, because now the I is dancing. This is the moment to catch hold of it. This is the moment when you can pay attention, you are ready for that. This is the moment you feel like a thread available. It is available. The I. Hold it. Catch hold of that I thought. The current of I thought. That stream of I thought. And enter deep within you. So, this is possible only for a ekagra chitta, one-pointed mind. And this one-pointedness comes through upasana. And when through upasana, the mind is sufficiently pure, then the person can be easily directed towards Atma, Swarupam. Otherwise, the pettiness of retaining the individuality which is caused by ignorance will persist all through the worship. So thus, Bhagavad-pada gave advice to those sectarian people there. And from there, Acharya went ahead. Many scholars came to argue with him. Dwaraka is also now a Pitha. Dwaraka Pitha. Acharya, many devotees requested Acharya for a matha there. That is how the story goes. So there now there is one center of Advaita there, which is Dwaraka Pita. So from Dwaraka, the journey eastwards from Dwaraka, then turning northwards and passing through the land of Kankanas, they entered the land of Gurjaras. Here a number of people worshipped the Pitradevas. And some people helped them to speak the Prakrita language. When they enter the village, perhaps Sanskrit is known to the scholarly people, but the village people, they used to speak in a mixed language of Prakrita. So they went towards Pushkara in the northeast, and from there and they reached the Bahlika Desha, where the Greek invasion took place. Several stories about the quarrels between the local rulers and the kings and Alexander's invasion, these things were all this has happened there. So this, from there, they slowly move towards Kashmir. On the way, the king in that Kashmir was a very worldly person. He was a very scholarly person, a giant of a scholar in literature, but he had no interest in Vedanta, and he was spending all his time in dance, music. One of his famous Sringara Kavya is there, Amarukasimha. His name is Amaruka. Acharya gave Upadesha to him in a mysterious way. We are not going into the details of that. Acharya blessed him by composing a work for him, and that work Bhagavan also has translated to Tamil. Tamil irukanga. Neti neti ityadi nigama vachanena nipunam nishidhya murta murtarashim ed ashakya ninnatvam swatma rupataya janandi kovidaha tattvamasi tattvam. Neti neti yati vakkal nishedittu murta murtam edume tallarkilla yadai suvasvarupamaha ஊதரும் சாதுவானோர் உள்ளத்தில் கொள்ளுவார்கள் ஆதிமை அறிவானந்த அவ்வஸ்து அன்றோ நீதான். That truth you are. Vedanta uses the method of neti. This you are not, this you are not. First step is this body you are not. This is the process of meditation in Vedanta. Manana, Nidithyasana. You may call it meditation. So here the first thing is, I am not the body. First step. Without that breakthrough, no meditation is effective. Even without the knowledge that I am not the body, the person is meditating. What will he meditate? So first step is, you know that you are not the body. Sometimes that knowledge comes, like in Bhagavan's case, it is pure grace. He had the experience of death and the inquiry happened, what am I? I am not the body. then who am I? I am not the body, then what is me? What is my real nature? The body never says I. If you amputate the hand will not say I. If you amputate the leg will not say I. No limb will say I. You can say, take the heart, the liver, the kidney, any part of the body. Nothing will say I. The brain will not say I. The eyes, if you remove, they will not say I. So the I feeling is there within us. The feeling of I am or I. Bhagavan used the word generally I. The I is there. Aham. So you remove all other things. Neti iti adi nigama vachanena. Nigama vachana means Veda Vakya. The Vedas use that process of negation. Nishidhya murtam amurtam. This body is murtam, which is murti, form. And the mind is amurtam, no form. Not visible. The inward emotion. I have anger. Bhagavan said, my mind is uncontrollable, Bhagavan. Show me your mind, Bhagavan. Not able to show. Because it is not something which you can show. So much trouble. Many parts of the body you can do surgery and remove. Why not remove the mind? Not possible. Because it is not murtam. It is not visible. It is not palpable. Yet, people say, mind is so much giving trouble. Sometimes people come to me and do all Bharatanatyam. All mind. What? Something they are trying to express the inexpressible. Mind is giving trouble. And where is mind? Not visible. So it is amurta dravya. Murta is shariram, amurtam is inward things like ego. Where is ego? Not visible. Antakarana itself is not visible. So, murta rashim ed ashakya ninhutvam. It cannot be that which cannot be negated. You negate everything, then something remains. And that is Swatmarupataya, as the very self, as the very essence, as the existence itself. You will come to know. You will yourself know. That cannot be described. Bhagavan said, Arunachala also told that. Tirumbi aham tanai dinam aha kankan. Every day, constantly turn inward and look at the I feeling. Then what will happen? You will come to know. Theriyum endranai yen Arunachala. Bhagavan said, Arunachala told me, you will yourself feel what it is. Inwardly hold to the I thought, search the I thought, feel what this I thought means. Then you will find that the I thought is churned out. It reveals itself as the infinite pure consciousness within, which is undeniable. But I am not able to do it, the mind is not going. Okay, we will start working from the surface. Vishama Vishayeshu Sanjare Nokshashvan Dosha Darshana Kashabhighatataha Swairam Sannivartya Swantarashmibhirdhiraha Badhrandi Yatra Tattvamasi 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 Rajan. In one Shankara Vijaya it is Tattvamasi Tattvam. In Purva Shankara Vijaya it is Tattvamasi 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 Rajan. O King, Tattvamasi Tattvamasi Tattvamasi. You are that. Uttiyam Purigalam Parigal Tammai Pulangalil Vilangu Dosha Arivenum Kāśi Aditte Ahamuhakkayittrālīrthu Au Arivari Arinyar Yethil Anaithondrai Pinithiruppar Ariporulku Adīdamana Avvastu Andro Nītān. Tamil is very beautiful. Vishama Vishayeshu Sanjarino Kshane Akshashvana. The sensory horses, they are breaking loose and going to the sensory plane. They don't hear. You have suppose 5 horses in each chariot. One horse goes this side, another this side. What will be your state? This is the problem. Eyes want to see something, ears want to hear something, tongue wants to taste something. Even when you come to Satsang, you want to listen, at the same time do message, some other thing. So all multi things your mind goes. Energy is totally scattered. Chaos, confusion. And these objects of senses, if the mind is caught there, then for future births also you have already booked colonies, apartments. What to do? Dosha Darshana. Acharya says first you should have Dosha Darshana. See the fault of them. When you see the fault there, when you see the flaw, when you see the torture you are going to face by getting caught by these things, by not once or twice, Vairagya is very weak. No power for dispassion. It's just like somebody gasping for oxygen. No Vairagya. What kind of Vairagya we have? All Vairagya will go. Something to eat, Vairagya will go. Something to watch, Vairagya will go. So, this tonic of Vairagya should be taken in slow dose, little by little, little by little, thus nourishing yourself with that power, energy. Dosha darshana kashapi ghatataha shavukku adimbame Tamil. Inge Bhagavan Vilangu dosha arivenum Kāśi aditte, like the whip, like the whip of discrimination, seeing the negative things there. Negative things must be seen. That power to see negative things, negativity, should be utilized where it belongs to. In the objects which will pull you down. You perfectly see the dosha there. You perfectly see the suffering hiding there. As in Gita, Krishna says, Dukkha yonaya evate. They are hiding suffering in their womb. You don't know when they will deliver. They are impregnated with suffering. So, dosha darshana kashapi ghatataha arivanum kashayaditte. By the power of knowledge, slowly, slowly. That is what we need through satsanga also. The mind should be convinced about the suffering that is waiting for it if it goes on wandering in the outside world. Svairam sannivartya ahamukaitral. As Bhagavan says, train it to be introvert. Not 1 day or 2 days. Through the power of upasana and through enquiry, train the mind to look inward. Train the mind to move towards the center, the heart center. Ahamukaitral earth. Pull it within. Hold it in the heart. Swantarashmibihi. This is called the rain of enquiry. The rains of enquiry. Rains of enquiry. It's also the rope of bhakti also, you can say. Pranaya Rashana. Dhiraha, such brave ones. Badnanti yatra. They just tie the mind to the inner pole, the self. Anaitu ondrai pinithu irupar. Aripurulku adhitamana. It is beyond the known. Beyond the known. It is the very nature of the knower. Avastu andro neithan. That vastu, that thing, that satyam, that truth, that you are. Vyavrta jagradadishvanusyutam tebyonyadiva pushpebhya iva sutram iti yada upadhika traya prithaktvena vidanti surayas tattvamasi tattvam. பூக்களில் நின்று வேராய் பொருந்திடும் சூத்திரம் போர் ஜாக்கிரம் ஆகிய ஆதியான சர்வத்தும் வேறு அதான சாட்சியாய் நோக்கி யாதை சத்துக்கள் அகத்து அனைவர் ஆக்கமும் நீக்கம் இல்லா அவ்வஸ்து அன்றோ நீதான். Vyavrta jagradadishu. This is more contemplation is needed. Because you consider yourself as the body and you inquire, I am not the body. I am the self. Something within the body. Only this way the person can move in the waking state. But the Shruti says, sweep aside the waking state. The body itself vanishes. The sadhaka itself is different. The person there is different. And another ego comes in the dream. And that dream and dream ego also sweep it. The deep sleep comes. In the waking, in the dream and in the deep sleep, there is a thread. A changeless thread behind, a stream, a current behind. Tebhyo anyadiva pushpebhya iva sutram. Like this flower garland, you have a thread inside. Like that, the waking, the dream, the deep sleep comes and goes, but the thread remains changeless. Iti yad aupadikatraya prithaktvena. Bhagavad-pada says, people say the body is the upadhi, the mind is the upadhi. But here he says the waking state is a upadhi, dream state is a upadhi, deep sleep state is a upadhi. Upadhi means limitation, adjunct. That is how they translate it. We don't know what it is. Many translations in the beginning, people translate Vedanta mercilessly. Instead, you can directly go to the Sanskrit. English also you are not able to understand. So, limitation. Simple word is limitation. The waking state limitation, the dream state limitation, the deep sleep state limitation. Behind them, there is a changeless awareness, changeless principle continuing as the knower. The knower behind the knowledge of the waking, the knower behind the dreamer and the dream, knower behind the sleep. That is a little bit complex. It is very simple, but that is another dimension which we have to explore in deep sleep. But the same I, the same awareness, the same Nyaha, பூக்களில் நின்று வேறாய் பொருந்திடும் சூத்திரம் போர் ஜாகிரம் ஆதி ஆன சர்வத்தும் வேறு அதான சாட்சியாய் நோக்கி, that which is the witness to all the states, சத்துக்கள் அகத்து அனைவர். The noble ones, they realize it within them. ஆக்கமும் நீக்கமில்லா அவ்வஸ்து அன்றோ நீதான். That changeless principle, that flawless truth, that you are. Tattvamasi tattvam. Yashāhamatra varshmi bhāmi yosau sosau yosau vibhādi ravimandale sohamiti vedavadino vyatiharato yad adhyāpayanti yatnatataha tattvamasi tattvam. Bhagavan gives the completion of the verses. I think Tamil Atmatirtham will continue all the verses. One verse we already left. Uktiyam kuttinale உமியனும் ஐந்து கோஷம் புத்தியார் பிரித்து பின்னர் பொருந்திடும் அரிசி போலும் எத்தனை சத்துக்கள் கண்டு இதயத்தில் அனுபவிப்பர் அத்தமில் நித்த சித்த அவ்வஸ்து அன்றோ நீதான். This we will see tomorrow, because very beautiful verse where Bhagavad-pada is giving the teaching to that king who was absolutely drowned in sensual pleasures and all kind of distractions, not even doing the duty of a king. So Acharya Bhagavad-pada is giving him, transmitting the highest teaching of the self. So that we will see, continue tomorrow.
Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.
Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva,
Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.